How has online dating worked for you? Posted a comment on a metal band's official page and got a request from this chick. Started talking to her cause I wanted to bone but ended up with a house and a kid with her. 10 years strong straight out of my space. So your attempts to bone were successful? He overboned. Some might say a bone too far. Edit, thank you kind stranger for my first gold. I would also like to thank the Academy of Reddit smartasses for helping improve my smartassery. If you're looking at my numbers, horrible, but if you're looking at my experiences, great. That's all that matters. My friend was weighing the pros and cons of dating this girl. He described a girl who I thought sounded really great and advised him to see her. He didn't and I never met her. She had a unique name and years later I see that name on Tinder. I think it couldn't be a coincidence so I message her the story of my friend and how I thought he blew it. We've been dating for 7 months. I told my friend and he got a good laugh. In classic Reddit form, please return in 7 years and let us know that you are now married and expecting your first child. I've seen how this plays out, and let me be the first to say, congrats. Girl I met online I dated for a few months. Turns out she was temporarily separated from her husband. She started seeing another guy without anyone else knowing. I find out she was cheating on me and still married when the wife or girlfriend of the guy she was messing around with spray painted her car when she was caught at his house one night. The police called me to figure out where I was that night and told me she was married but not to the guy she had been spending the night with. This was the same day my mother died. Craziest one in this thread, good luck down the line. If anyone deserves a blowjob, it's this guy. Rarely match, when I do get a couple messages back and forth of pleasantries and getting to know then ghosted. Every time. Never gotten a date with anyone from online. Assuming you're a male since I've had many similar experiences, but have you seen what an even moderately attractive woman's Tinder app looks like? I was hanging with basically a friend with benefits who was pretty much an absolute mess, and cute but not banging hot, and she kept getting Tinder notifications so she opened the app and I expressed curiosity at what women's Tinder looks like and it was like when you see a friend's mail app's unread push notifications in the thousands. Like holy fuck all I see are read unread notifications all the way down. It's probably less about you and more that these women have so many options, the odds of any one person keeping their interest goes down, down. This here. I got really lucky with my wife. I was literally the first person she matched with. She was unsure about my profile and my pictures, but her knees were weak when she first saw me she says. We had our first year anniversary back in November. Before I matched with her, I went on probably 20 or so dates though. You get used to the disappointment. I swear, half the women just wanted free food. I seem to attract men who are toothless. OMG I am in Mo and this happened to me too. In all of his pictures he had a tight-lipped smile. When we met in real life he had not one whole tooth. What teeth he had were yellow stumps. He also did not have all of his fingers. It was a rather traumatic experience and I am not in a hurry to get back online. Edit, not traumatic but disappointing and shocking enough that I hesitate to go back to online dating. Also I believe that when we have universal health care that includes dental care, there will be much more happiness and well-being in our country. I met my wife in a less traditional online setting. We met on Xbox Live 6 years ago. Edit, I was playing Forza Horizon and she joined the party chat I was in. She was playing COD at the time. Edit 2, it's so great seeing everyone else's get-together stories on this thread. Congrats to all of you who connected with that special someone through the love of video games. For those who've had some bad experiences, I hope it's all just water under the bridge now. A friend of mine met her husband, married for 7 years, on World of Warcraft. I've been playing WoW for over 12 years. Went on one date with a guy who was the GM of the guild I was in at the time. It was so creepy and awkward that I ended up leaving the guild and changing my character's name and race. I do know a guy that met his wife through WoW though. They've been married for close to 10 years and have 2 kids together. Edit, thank you for the gold smile. Whoa, you went into full WPP. Warcraft Protection Program. I prefer WoW PP, personally. Edit, are you fucking serious? Back in 2016, I created an anon-Twitter account as a place to blow off steam and rant about things I didn't want my current, future employers seeing. Wasn't looking to make friends and definitely wasn't looking for romance. But one day another anonymized me one of my tweets with a message like OMG yes, I totally agree with this. We started talking about random topics and hit it off immediately. Over the next few weeks, we talked on the phone a lot, FaceTimed every night, and before either of us realized what was happening we were falling in love. People will argue whether you can fall in love with someone you've never met, but I can tell you that it's absolutely possible. One minor problem. I lived in South Georgia at the time and she lived over 1,000 miles away in Chicago. Another minor problem. Both of our parents were absolutely opposed to us dating and did everything they could to keep us apart. She was a freshman in college and I was a sophomore at the time and both of us were still living at home, so that became a challenge. If you thought a long-distance relationship was hard, try having a long-distance relationship in secret. Her parents wouldn't let me visit her, and every time we tried to plan a trip to meet up things would fall through. After about 7 months of waiting, I did the craziest thing I've ever done. I got on a plane and flew to Chicago without telling anyone where I was going or telling her that I was coming. I called her from the O'Hare airport and nearly gave her a heart attack. Her parents somehow agreed to let her come see me after loading her purse with mace and pepper spray, and we spent an incredible few days laughing together and falling more in love than we thought possible. Amazed that I would go to that much effort to date their daughter, her parents eventually relented and gave us their blessing. We continued to date long distance, and in September 2018 I dropped to one knee on the Chicago waterfront and asked her to marry me. She said yes, and made me the luckiest man alive. Fast forward to May 2019, I packed up my life and drove 14 hours straight with my golden retriever to start a new life in Chicago with the girl I love. Adjusting to Chicago has been a challenge for this die-hard southerner, but it's worth it and I'd do it all again in a heartbeat. When the stars align and fate brings an incredible woman into your life, you don't give up on her just because she lives 1,000 miles away. If you made it this far, thanks for putting up with my rambling. Hopefully this inspires you not to give up on love. TL, Doctor, sometimes sliding in the DMs works. Oh, and love always finds a way. Edit, thanks for the platinum and all of the kind words. Had no idea this would blow up, but glad some of you enjoyed reading it. I married and divorced a man I met on Tinder, so yes and no. It's crazy that Tinder has been around long enough for this cycle to complete. In my mind it feels like it's still a new thing, but I guess it's been around for a while. Don't know the circumstances of the divorce, but sorry to hear it. Congratulations. I met a boy online 14 years ago when I was 17. He was in Alaska, I was in Australia, but he was my online dating boyfriend. He's currently sitting next to me in Australia as my husband of 8 years. 10/10ths would find in the abyss of the internet and marry so hard again. Edit, whoa. I wasn't expecting this to get so much love. Thank you for the awards, nice words and questions. To clarify some common questions, we met by chance. We weren't using a dating website, we accidentally found each other on a forum website and fell hard for each other. We started chatting in 2006, kept in touch using MSN and Skype. He came out to Australia for a visit in 2009, I went there for a visit in 2010. He moved here on a temporary work holiday visa in 2011, we got married in 2012, then went through the long process of a partner visa. I once online dated a girl in Australia. I lived in California. I met on StarCraft. This was about 16 years ago and we were both teenagers. I was 15 and she was 14, I think, and we used to send each other calling card numbers to talk on the phone, gamed together all the time, and one day, we said our normal daily goodbye and I never saw her again. Sometimes I wonder about it. I'm 33 now, so this was a long time ago. Long story short, met the love of my life on POF in Sept 2018. Soulmate who completed me. Made me and my body sing. He got diagnosed with cancer in Jan 2019, given 12 to 18 months to live. Died December 2019. So, very good for 14 wonderful months. Edit, once again I have been inundated with condolences, thoughtful messages and offers of chat, if and when needed, by hundreds of lovely people, apart from one troll who questioned my math, but I'm not wasting my thoughts on him. I will reply to everyone individually as soon as I can. But for now, can I say one big massive thank you to everyone who has taken the time to message, contact me. Please believe me when I say that you are all very much appreciated. Not great. Highlights include the dude that kept texting me pictures of Hitler until I blocked him, several who got too drunk to stand, one who puked as I tucked him in and then called me a snotty bitch for not fucking him, and the guy who licked my face with no preamble on the ride home. Yeah, I'm done lol. On the internet nobody knows you're a dog. Wait, the Hitler thing doesn't work? What about Stalin? Ladies like pics of evil mustaches, right? Stalin is okay, but Hitler is a no-no because ladies with good taste know that Hitler's mustache is stolen. They prefer Chaplin, the original. His mother was waiting. He stared at the floor. He'd angrily sighed as he walked through the door. It didn't go well then? She'd wistfully said. It didn't, he'd answered, and shaken his head. What was it? She spoke, with a soft-hearted smile. You're young and you're handsome, with manners and style. You're perfect, my darling, the finest of men. Perhaps you should send her the Führer again. Thanks for binging with the Reddit Wolf. Don't forget to like and subscribe.